a WikiVidi documentaries production. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Enjoy. 72nd Tony Awards. The 72nd Annual Tony Awards were held on June 10, 2018, to recognize achievement in Broadway productions during the 2017-18 season. The ceremony was held at Radio City Music Hall in New York City, and was broadcast live by CBS. Sara Bareilles and Josh Groban served as hosts. The band's visit was the most winning production of the season, with 10 awards, including Best Musical. Harry Potter and The Cursed Child won 6 awards, including Best Play, while Angels in America won 3, including Best Revival of a Play. The ceremony received positive reviews, with many highlighting the performances of Bareilles and Groban as hosts. Nominations. The Tony Award nominations were announced on May 1, 2018 by Hamilton alum Leslie Odom Jr. and Katharine McPhee, who is starring in Waitress on Broadway. Mean Girls and SpongeBob SquarePants each received 12 nominations, tying as the most nominated shows of the season. The band's visit received 11 nominations, as did the revivals of Angels in America and Carousel. Harry Potter and The Cursed Child and the Lincoln Center Theatre revival of My Fair Lady each received 10 nominations. Angels in America broke the record for most nominations for a play in Tony Awards history with 11 nominations, beating the record previously held by 2007's The Coast of Utopia and the 2010 revival of Fences. Other events. The annual Meet the Nominees press reception took place on May 2, 2018, at the Intercontinental New York Hotel. The annual Nominees Luncheon took place on May 22, 2018, at the Rainbow Room. A cocktail party was held on June 4, 2018, at the Sofitel New York Hotel to celebrate the season's Tony Honors for Excellence in the Theatre and special award recipients. Winners and nominees. Source: the award is presented to the producer of the musical or play. Plus-minus the Tony Awards for Best Sound Design of a Play and of a Musical were reinstated for the 72nd Tony Award after being removed in 2014. Reception. The show received a positive reception from many media publications. The Hollywood Reporter columnist David Rooney remarked, "Bareilles and Groban aced their duties on their own terms, displaying terrific chemistry and making it less about themselves than their infectious enthusiasm as out and proud theater geeks." The New York Times theater critic Mike Hale commented, "The just happy to be here, can't we all get along vibe was set by the opening song. A celebration of the ceremonies also runs, This One's for the Loser Inside of You, sung by the hosts, Sara Bareilles and Josh Groban, and a chorus made up of ensemble members from every Broadway musical. It was a charming, if not particularly memorable, number. That could also describe the performances of Ms. Bareilles and Mr. Groban, who were a likable and entertaining pair. The show as a whole ran like clockwork, without any significant gaffes, but also no particularly memorable outbreaks of emotion or eccentricity." Daniel Daddario from Variety wrote, "Throughout, Groban and Bareilles kept up this happily effervescent, optimistic, but never cloying energy, up until the show's end, when they reprised their opening number as a call to arms for all who work in the theater, or hope to. It was a sweet debut performance, by hosts who may well be back at Radio City next June, should the Tonys be so lucky." In addition, Kristen Baldwin from Entertainment Weekly gave the show a B+, expanding in her review, "Hosts Josh Groban and Sara Bareilles kicked off the 72nd Annual Tony Awards with the mix of showmanship, self-deprecating humor, and good-natured egalitarianism that will continue throughout the night." Deadline Hollywood critic Dino Ray Ramos commented, "Bareilles and Groban live on the border of radio-friendly music and the Broadway stage, and they served as delightful cruise directors, devoid of forced jokes and corny antics. Instead, they leaned into their musical theater geekiness, which was infectious. As a hosting duo, they did their job effortlessly and well, staying in their lane by not doing too much or too little. They were pitch perfect, pun intended." Television critic Jessica Gelt of the Los Angeles Times remarked, "Hosts Josh Groban and Sara Bareilles leavened the evening with well-measured comedy." Ratings. The ceremony averaged a Nielsen 4.8 ratings/11 share, and was watched by 6.3 million viewers. The ratings was a 5% increase from previous ceremonies' viewership of 6 million. becoming the highest since 2016. Controversy. Robert De Niro sparked controversy during the awards ceremony as he cursed U.S. President Donald Trump with the word "fuck." During the live broadcast, he received a standing ovation from the audience, which included many celebrities. Brought to you by WikiVidi Documentaries. Would you like to know more?